I know why Drake doesn't leave Toronto. After the first time of going to Toronto. Sisters love him for who he is, no matter what.
Even in What's going on, folks? Nothing better to do. You're now watching the No Judgment Zone. It's me, your boy BlogXilla, and I have an amazing artist who I happened to see in some club a long time ago, and now he's blowing up, touring the world. My man, Boykins III.
You remember?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yo, it was one of the best shows that I've ever seen in life. I had no clue who this kid was. I saw the pictures of that too. Right. It was, what club was that? I know it was like an Apple's sticker behind the stage. Yeah. And you killed it, got into the audience, and it was like, oh. So when I saw you had a new joint coming, I was like, okay, I gotta be a part of it. I gotta see it. Congratulations on Love Apparatus.
Thank you.
What has this journey been like for you?
Well, lost a couple girlfriends. That's what's up.
It's always good. That makes for good music.
Yes, definitely.
Bad on the heart, but good music, good art.
I mean, besides that, everything's been good. I feel like I'm in a great creative space. Been traveling and heavily inspired and doing a lot of other things other than music. That's also inspiring my music more. So I've just been producing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
creating,
absolutely.
for sure.
Now, speaking of creating, you are a creative. I feel like some people are singers, some people are artists. You are a creative because with this project, you were telling me that you toured the world, not the country, toured the world and interviewed different women. Yeah. Can you explain that process for everyone?
Yeah, so I think I was around 23. I had this concept that I wanted to interview women and ask them questions I feel like they never get asked by men. So during the time of writing my album, I ended up coming up with these questions to ask them. So I asked them all the same 9, 10 questions, and it's just from women from the ages of 17 to 65, and it was pretty much like every country that you could think of that you've never heard of. Those women too. So like places like Bratislava, or like women in Warsaw, Poland, and Tokyo, and Italy, and New Guinea, Africa, and South Africa, and just everywhere, France, and a lot of different countries. Canada, Toronto.
I was at Toronto for the Toronto Film Festival.
I know why Drake doesn't leave Toronto. The first time of going to Toronto.
To Toronto right now. Oh my God, that was great. Toronto's amazing.
Yes.
Toronto's amazing. So will you say Toronto's #1 on the list when it comes to women?
Nah, I wouldn't even categorize it to just one place though.
Okay.
I haven't even really got to experience Toronto the way that I really need to in order to answer that question.
Yeah, I get it.
Precisely, you know what I mean? But I am a fan of beauty, period. It doesn't matter what part of the world it is. Yeah, I got eyes.
With this album, which one is your favorite joint? Because it's a really mellow thing. I just played it. I didn't look at track list. I just played the album, let it rock through. So like, which one would you say means the most to you, or you really want people to hear first?
I don't know. It depends on what vibe you in, like what period of time in your life you are in. I feel like the album is very eclectic as far as like production goes and music culture goes. You know, there's a dubstep track on it, and there's a house track on it, and there's a jungle track on it. It's a lot of different vibes from different parts of the world and different scenes and subcultures. So I don't know. To me, my favorite songs, songwriting wise, is "Live in Me" and this other song called "For You to Be Free." Yeah.
What are those songs about?
So "Live in Me" is pretty much about a spiritual connection with a woman. Like, you know, you fall in love. You know, you court first, you take her out on some dates, you spend some money, she tells you what she likes, and you tell her what you like, and then all of a sudden you guys are in love, and then you move in, and then after you move in, things get a little boring, and then there's a period of time where it's like, okay, what happens next? Yeah. Okay, well, what happens next is we're supposed to become one. So that's what the song's about.
That shit just got real. So now you said you've lost a couple of girlfriends along the way, which again adds to the art. Why did you break up with? Let's say, which one did you break up with?
It's not even. I feel like you just transition, or you progress, or you acknowledge certain things about yourself that maybe the other person doesn't like. You know what I mean? Or you step to somebody with your flaws and they like, well, I don't feel like handling any of that right now. I'm good on you.
Yeah.
It's ego.
Yeah.
For sure. So that majority of the reasoning behind that was ego. You know, me being a man and trying to become more truthful and more honest about my perspectives and how I feel and my emotions, and express that and be vulnerable with someone that's in love with me and wanting a lot of security and, you know, all the things that come with relationships. It got technical. It got too crazy.
See, I feel like my ex, we broke up.
Right.
And I feel like she broke the rules. Like, I accepted her flaws.
Right.
She accepted my flaws. And then the minute came and she stopped accepting my flaws.
See what I'm saying? And then
that's
pressure,
not right.
And then put the pressure on you.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're not friends anymore. Now I'm trying to like live up to this fantasy of what you think I should be when I don't even know who I am yet, and you don't know who you are yet. So let's just like figure it out together. See,
I think
you know what I'm saying?
I definitely
That's
get
what
it.
the album's about. Seriously.
I definitely get it. But see, I know who I was. I'm not changing. Here I am. This is me. A lot of music now is not about relationships. It's about straight having sex, straight
lust. Yeah.
And one R&B singer said he never been on a date before. Like,
I mean, I don't believe in dating though either though.
You don't? But have you been on a date before?
I mean, I've hung out with people in a public setting, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a date. Too much things come with a date. I just want to, like, we could just go to the museum together and see what happens after.
Yeah.
If nothing happens, I'm fine. Like, we can hang out the next day if you want.
But that creates a problem too, because I've been on dates where to me it wasn't a date. To me, we just were hanging. Right. But to her, it was a date.
Did you verbalize?
Nah, I didn't.
See what I'm saying? Brothers, use your mouths and your words to express yourself to a woman so she understands. Sisters, love him for who he is, no matter what.
What feedback did you get? What things did you learn from that Jesse to this Jesse now? Because you are the same person, but a lot different and a lot more spiritual, and you know a lot more now. Yeah,
I've gained a lot of knowledge as far as like being outside of my comfort zone. I think that's what it is. It's like taking so many risks all the time, you're way more aware, because it's like, it's instinct to be like, what's gonna happen next, like on your toes, you know? And that's pretty much what my life has been for the past 3 years, is like landing in a city like Brussels and never being in Belgium before. I don't speak French, but I have to catch a train from Brussels to Munich. I don't, and now that's French and German, and I'm by myself, so I'm like asking questions, and I'm alert, I'm moving, I'm like, got to Munich, yes, and then I have to do a show that night after being exhausted from traveling 12 hours on a train. Like, so being in situations like that for a repeated amounts of time has had me a lot more open.
You study the world abroad. How different is these other countries to America? Because here in New York, no one cares about anything. We'll be having a good time being in a club like this. Enjoying the show. But
that's so funny you said that. I had a show Valentine's Day and I had to get a little aggressive. I had like a moment where I was asking for crowd participation. Now in Europe, if I say everyone raise their hands, 2 hands go up. You know, and I was in New York and I was playing Webster Hall, and sold out show, and I'm like, everybody put one hand up and feel this with me, you know, like be in the moment. And everyone is in their phone, and I'm like, so I get mad, you know. So I said, everybody put one hand up, like that. A couple more people raised their hand. I said, you right there, brother with the scarf on. I said, don't be too cool. Don't be too cool. Put your hand up, like that. Put his hand up. That was the quietest moment of the whole entire concert. Now me singing, band playing, everybody talking. New York. Now I go to Europe, I play in a city like, I don't know, I played in Latvia, in a country called Latvia, for 10,000 people.
Wow.
And I said, everybody put your hand up outside in the rain. And it's like, we're here. So I feel like that's the importance of the moment is more taught in other parts of the world than it is here. Here it's like everybody wants to be everywhere else except for where they are. And that's the problem. Like me, if I'm here, then I'm here. And I have no problem with everything else is going on, I don't care. Because this is what's important right now.
It is really, really soothing, and really one of those albums that you can just put on and just zone out to.
Right.
What do you think people are going to use this album for? Is it love making? Is it cleaning the house? Is it, you know, meditating? Is it reading? What do you think people are going to use this album for?
I mean, I think it's everything. I think it could be a part of your life in any light, you know. When I'm listening to it, I like to listen to it while I'm moving. So I don't know, like on the train or on a plane, on a flight, I put it on and I pretty much zone out to it. I think it has a lot to do with motion.
Yeah.
You know, like just moving, but peaceful in that motion.
So when people get this album, which is out now, you can go get it on iTunes, Spotify,
Everywhere around the world.
Around the world,
yes.
even in it's there. I promise you. Yeah, I want to thank you for coming through, man. I want to thank you very much for coming through. We're gonna put his Twitter down there, and next week on the show, do you know what we're gonna do?
I have no idea.
We're gonna pluck the feathers one by one out of pigeons, and then put them in pillows.
We're gonna do that?
That's what we're gonna do.
Are we gonna sell the pillows or keep them for ourselves?
We're gonna give them away.
You're gonna do that, and I'll give them away. What's going on, world? This is Jesse Boykins III, and you're now locked into Global Grind.
And they all have their own really cool thing about them. So no one is any better than the other. Just each one is very unique.
By the time you see this, it was out now.
Yeah, go check it out.
Plays this nut.
Angel.
This nut who